us take a moment to thank our military servicemen and women, those serving today, and our veterans whom we dearly love and honor. Raise your hand. So here's how I look at the choice that we face in this election. In politics, there are some candidates who use change to promote their careers. And then there are those, like John McCain, who use their careers to promote change. And this is a moment in America where principles and political independence, which Alaska knows all about, it matters a lot more than just a party line. And John McCain, he doesn't run with that Washington herd. He's willing to shake things up in Washington, and that's only one more reason to send the maverick of the Senate right into the White House. And I know that the people of Alaska will agree, and people across the country, they're asking questions about this. What did we do up here in Alaska that has really allowed for a shaking up here and good progress and positive change? Now, during my time as governor, and I see some of our staff members here and cabinet members, and I can't wait to just give you guys a hug and thank you for holding down the fort and thank you for carrying the water. You guys are doing so much work. Thank you. As governor, we took on the old politics as usual. And the old oil monopoly, undue influence there that had controlled our state, it's broken. And the ethical standards that had led to closed doors and closed door dealings and self-interest, it's gone. Even the state's luxury jet, it's sold. But I say that, hopefully not sounding hypocritical as you watch me walk off that. And then there is the nearly $500 million in unnecessary spending that we vetoed. We had to do these things to put Alaska on a right, fiscally conservative track. We're going to have to do this in D.C. We suspended the state fuel tax. People around the nation are asking about that also. And returning that chunk of the state surplus straight back to you, the Alaskan people. You know, that's kind of unheard of in other states, but we believe, you believe, that you can spend that money better than government can spend it for you. So here in Alaska, we're giving money back to the hard-working Alaskans. And in these tough times, John McCain and I are ready to do the same thing across our country by bringing tax relief to all Americans. In a McCain-Palin administration, we're excited to expand nuclear energy and expand our use of alternative fuels. And we will drill now to make this nation energy independent. More and more every day, everyone we're speaking with is recognizing it is a matter of national security, and it is for our economic prosperity. We need American energy resources brought to you by American ingenuity, produced by American workers, and we have it right here in Alaska. Energy independence for our nation, it's going to start right here in Alaska with that natural gas pipeline. And people all over the country, they're hearing about it and they're saying, thank you, Alaska, for allowing safe, responsible development of your resources to help secure our state, provide jobs here, but also for the betterment of our entire nation. They're saying, thank you, Alaska. When that last section of the pipeline is laid and the valves are open, our state, Alaska, will be a leader in energy policy, and our state will have brought Americans one step closer to energy independence, and that's one step closer to an America free from foreign suppliers that do not have our interests at heart. Today we're spending nearly $700 billion on imported resource. We're sending that money to some regimes who do not like America. And we should be developing here, allowing the resource development to be tapped responsibly, safely, ethically here, producing it right at home. We could be investing that $700 billion back into America and our economy here. And that, of course, is going to create the good jobs. It's going to allow the stability, the reliable energy sources that I feel like I'm preaching to the choir because you guys already know this. It's a message for America. We've got a reform agenda for America. That's what we're going to run on here, guys. And I am so honored and I am so humbled to serve as Senator McCain's running mate, and I am equally honored and forever will be honored to serve as your governor of the great state of Alaska. Representing our fellow Alaskans is not only a tremendous honor, it's also a sacred duty, and you have placed great faith in me. And as I travel across the country, I will keep that faith by fulfilling my duty to you and spreading our good message. And I promise that I will do my best to make Alaskans proud in the weeks to come. And I would ask you to help me then. Let us work together. Let us elect John McCain, a great man who will be a great president because he is a friend of Alaska and he will be our next president. For this warm welcome. It's going to be awesome to get to spend a couple of days here and just getting back in touch with all of you and the great land that we call Alaska that God has so richly blessed. I thank you so much. God bless you, Alaska, and God bless America.
So there you have it. Sarah Palin arriving back in Alaska, the first time since accepting the nomination as vice presidential candidate for John McCain with her family. All her children are there. Her husband is there. We had anticipated hearing from the husband, which would have been the first time, but apparently that is not going to happen. Candy Crowley, what do you make of it all?
Well, actually, I was sitting here thinking, you know, this is pretty smart. We had heard most of that. I mean, obviously, sort of a heavy Alaska content here. But basically, the stump speech she's been giving, but as you pointed out, it's a prime time on the West Coast. She gets across the cable networks. Her speech out there again, I think, was pretty good planning, which they've been very good at.
David Gergen?
Absolutely, very good planning. Anderson, you know, she drives people wild. She drives some people wildly for her, and others wildly against her. For the Democrats, the problem is there are more for her right now than there are against her. And I think she just demonstrated why in that speech. I mean, you know, why she drives people wild in that speech. If you like her, you really like her. You know, she reminds some Republicans of what Harry Truman used to do for Democrats. Charged them up, even though it drove a lot of Republicans crazy, Harry Truman did. But for some Democrats, you know, they were turning off as fast as they could tonight.
And John King, polls are one thing, but in the travels around to battleground states that you have been doing in the last week or so, you see the difference.
You do see the difference, and you see it in the behavior of Barack Obama, Anderson, in going after this woman. She is a compelling figure. She is charming in many ways. Her record now is rightly being looked at, and we will see if she can withstand the scrutiny of her record and of the media interviews that will begin tomorrow night. But she has changed the dynamic of the game, and she has frustrated the Democrats. Remember their convention in Denver? So much of their advertising dollars have been spent on saying John McCain is more of the same. John McCain is Bush and Cheney. Well, Sarah Palin doesn't look like more of the same. She doesn't look like Bush and Cheney. She has helped John McCain change the dynamic of the campaign and make his campaign at the moment something that looks new and fresh. Whose message was new and fresh when we started 19-20 months ago?
The Republicans are saying it's not just change, it's change and reform. That is the message they have been hammering home. It seems to be working for them in the polls at this point. We're going to take a short break. Our coverage continues right after this.